welcome to Up to Your Ears. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Josie. How's it going?
It's going good. Good. It's a nice, sunny, bright morning today. We are very excited today because we are going to talk to the one and only Erika Wennerstrom.
Yes, I'm very excited about this. From Austin, Texas. Go Austin. I think she's originally from Ohio, but I'm pretty sure she calls Austin home. She's been here for quite a while, so as do I. So I think if you've been here longer than 10 years, you're from here. You know what I
You get
mean?
to claim it home.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to get to that point when you're like, I've lived here for X amount of years. Now I'm from here. What a killer voice, what a killer songwriter. She's amazing, and I'm so glad she's taken some time out today to be with us. I know she's super slammed, so
yes,
awesome.
Her band Heartless is taking a little bit of a break, and she has released her own album called The Sweet Unknown that was just released. And hopefully she can fill us in on some details about that.
I know I was gonna say, like, also she has that sort of like alt country meets rock meets psychedelic music. Like her music is nuanced that way. It's really cool. I like her stuff a lot.
I found it mostly to be I want to say earthy. You know, it's soulful. You can tell she's really singing from her heart, which is why I feel like it's soulful, but it has definitely that country twang to it. But there's also kind of like a rough edge to it, like a little bit of a, punk edge, where you can tell she's like serious business.
That's so funny because I was reading a Village Voice about her, and they kind of said the same thing, which is interesting. Yeah.
I didn't read that one, but I did read a couple of articles about her, and she did do a live session with NPR. And what I kept reading over and over again is critically acclaimed. I think among her musician circle, everyone really loves her music, and really, I think that speaks to the kind of person that she is that she, like I said, really sings from the heart, which is why it sounds so soulful. All right, well, she is here.
Hi.
Hello, gorgeous woman. Hey. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, how you doing?
I read through tons of articles and listened to a bunch of your music, and I was like, I can't believe this person has time for us. This is amazing.
Oh.
So if you're ready for our questions.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right.
We've named this questionnaire Truth or Protect Your Rep. So you can tell us the truth, or you can make up whatever you want.
Okay.
She's ready.
When you were growing up, what was your favorite cartoon?
Oh, man. I'm just trying to think of even what there was. I mean, the Smurfs were pretty cool. That's the first one that came to mind. Actually, Voltron. Do you remember Voltron?
Yes.
I don't.
I do.
It was like kind of like Thundercats. It was like some kind of Japanimation kind of, where it's like a bunch of separate, I think they were cats, just like Thundercats, but they separated into their own, or they came together into this like giant robot character named Voltron.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. G.I. Joe, I mean, that's a pretty close tie too. I love that.
Okay,
Yeah,
next. Phone at the table, yes or no?
I wish I could say no, but yes.
Next question. Do you write letters? And if you do, to whom?
No, I don't. I I
she's too
find them
busy
to
writing songs. She doesn't have time to write letters.
well, it's like I write emails. It's like almost like this old art form that would be kind of cool to have come back. I mean, I send cards sometimes, so I guess
That counts.
I do in that way.
Well, based
I see
on
that.
some of the music that I've listened to, it's almost like you write letters in your songs. They're definitely very soulful and personal, which is like a letter.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, next. Have you read all those books on your shelf, or are they just for show?
I would say, I don't know, 70% maybe I have something like that.
That's pretty high. I'm gonna say that's pretty.
I like to pick up books for rainy days. And you ever like just buy like one book for a trip or bring one book and you like instantly start and you're like, I'm just not in the mood for this. You know, do you ever? And sometimes it's maybe just because I picked a dud, and sometimes it's because you just have to be in the right mood for certain kinds of books and writing or the style that they're writing. And I've shelved books for a while and picked them up later and decided I liked them. So my books for a rainy day are a lot because I always collect a lot to you never know what mood you're going to be in.
Yeah.
Okay. One more from me. If you could be a wild animal, what would it be and why?
Panther came to mind. Cats are fun. They're playful. Yeah, they like to sleep and chill and relax. The cats know how to relax. You know what I mean?
True. They don't call it a cat for nothing.
I mean, I think I could always stand to relax a little more. You know, it's sort of like a mantra, like remind myself of. So some kind of cool cat. Yeah, how about a panther?
Yes, they know how to command a space when they're lounging for sure.
Yeah, and the way they walk, you know, they just gotta totally.
They have a lot of grace and they have great balance too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the Thundercats did make an impression on you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
or maybe that's just what
appealed
appealed to her, that she has cat-like instincts or that kind of presence, and then was drawn to that cartoon.
I must confess, when I was a kid, I like to sleep in. I was like, maybe cat is in my nature.
Well, moving on to my questions. Was that it for you, Vanessa?
Yes. Thank you for indulging me in my silly questions.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
First question from me, Erika. What was the first concert that you ever remember going to, that you ever went to intentionally?
I think it was New Kids on the Block at the Clark County Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't like that familiar with them, but my friend, my childhood friend Jamie, wanted to go, and our parents, like, we all went out to this, county fair, and I saw them for the first time. Yeah.
That's a fun first concert. Fair, no less. That's so funny. Like, they were playing the fair. A lot of people play the fair. Joan Jett.
It's like you're assured a pretty huge audience for one, because people are already in there.
I feel like the county fair is kind of like a stop off for very new emerging country acts or pop acts, or maybe sort of like certain classic rock. Yeah, that was like kind of right when maybe that New Kids on the Block released like their first song or something, you know. I don't even know if I don't think I was even familiar with them. I think my friend was.
Come on,
We
Erica, they were your
like
favorite
cable.
band. Oh no, she's protecting a rep. Sorry.
I mean, I like them, but I later.
You don't have to admit that.
I mean,
I'm kidding.
I was like, what, like second or third grade, you know? I'm not, I think we've all liked something that maybe didn't stick with us over the years, you know? Like,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, my second question for you, Erica, if you happen to find yourself on death row, not the record label, the actual death row, what would your last meal be?
Can it be like a smorgasbord of Thai food?
Sure.
I feel like Thai food, I just never get sick of it. And there's just like so much that I like, you know, like I try different stuff each time. And I don't know, it's kind of rare. It's almost like pizza. I feel like it's like, even like the school lunch pizza was good to me, you know?
Same. Yeah.
It's just like any kind of pizza seemed good. I mean, Thai food, just like a Thai buffet, maybe.
That's great.
Sounds good.
Do you have
My favorite in town is probably it used to be Madam Mam's, and then they changed it to Saps or something.
Zaps, yeah. On the south side?
Yeah, they have this thing called the Amazing Green Beans that I'm just like obsessed with. I love Thai food. I'm just kind of obsessed. I could have it like every day. I at some point I want to go to Thailand, and I will be very happy.
Ooh, that would be amazing. Okay, my next question for you, Erica. You've been playing music forever. You've toured around the world. Have you ever been starstruck by another musician?
Yeah, definitely. I did a thing in Austin with Chrissy Hind from the Pretenders, and she's from Ohio.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, she's from like Akron. Yeah, Charlie Sexton introduced us. Like, you're my Ohio hero. Because, you know, as somebody coming from your like home state, you know, we don't have a whole lot of folks from Ohio. So we really kind of, you know, and she's like, you're Ohio hero. I think she was trying to figure out if that was
a compliment.
Yeah, like, you know, but it meant more than just like a hero in general, but yeah.
Yeah.
She's amazing. I love Chrissy Hind.
So,
yeah, me too.
Yeah. So where did he introduce you? Where were you guys?
It was actually the Austin Music Awards, but Charlie's been sort of the band leader for the last several years, and he'll get like friends to come and guest that might not be related specifically to Austin music. Like, I don't know if she was going to be in town anyway, and they're friends, so he was like, why don't you come, you know, sing a song at the Austin Music Awards.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
My next question for you on the band tip is, if you could, on your next tour, whether it be with Heartless Bastards or solo, whether a dream tour, like who would you tour with?
I just love Robert Plant.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I feel like he continues to, I mean, Led Zeppelin's probably like one of, if not my favorite band of all time. But then like he kind of continues to do really great, relevant, like well-written songs. You know, like the Alison Krauss album, and then you know, his like last several albums have been awesome too. And his whole band's great. That, you know, that he has like a lot of, I like that he incorporates sort of a lot of world music. I would just love that. So yeah.
That would be a super fun tour.
I think it'd be a good fit too. Yeah.
Oh, he totally would. I mean, okay, universe, you're hearing it. Erika and Robert Plant. Yeah, exactly. Erika, because Robert Plant lived in Austin for a little bit, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine was at like the Target or something, and I guess it's when he first moved here to Austin. And she saw him, and she had at the time she had just had a baby, and he was like, she kept on thinking, God, this guy looks so much like Robert Plant, right? And she met, like, their carts kind of like met at one point, and they were like in the dairy section, and she's like, you know, has anyone ever told you you look like Robert Plant? And he goes, that's because I am, love. You want a photo? And she's like, she's like, wait, what? You're in Austin? And like, yeah. And so she like passed over the baby. And so there's a photo of her kid with Robert Plant in the Target, and there's like milk behind her. Isn't that funny? He seems like he would be a nice guy.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. My last question for you, Erika, is what advice would you give your 15-year-old self?
You know how we give friends advice a lot, but it's like advice that we don't all, or I say we, but I mean me, but I think a lot of people do this. They don't actually follow their own advice. Like I don't sometimes. And sort of like one thing that I've like been doing these days perspective wise is like when I'm like working on something with myself, I'm like, well, what would I tell somebody else if I were, you know,
right,
working on something? So what advice would I give somebody else? And maybe that's like a good way to
think about it. Yeah.
So take the advice that you'd given other people.
Yeah. I think it's easier to, it's almost like stepping outside of yourself and looking at yourself in your situation from another perspective, you know? So I think that's good. And to just be gentle with yourself and patient. So, yeah.
That's great advice. That's really sweet. I like that.
It also speaks to the fact that you gave good advice. If you're like, I should listen to myself. That really worked for that person. Why didn't I do that? That's awesome.
True. Yeah. Well, Erika, thank you so much for joining us. Before we wrap things up, we would like to know, and everyone would like to know, what do you have going on now? Like, what are you working on? And what do you have coming up in the future?
Well, I finished an album March 5th, and then I like flew back a week later to Austin, and then everything kind of shut down. So I was originally going to release the next Heartless Bastards album this fall, but it just took kind of a lot longer to sort of work out the details. And then, you know, it's nice to be able to tour supporting a new record. I mean, I also think people needed new music, and music's medicine. So I wasn't like opposed to releasing during COVID, but it just took a little longer to get our ducks in a row and stuff anyway. So we haven't announced a date yet, but I think it's going to come out in May.
The Heartless Bastards record?
Yeah, May of next year. And I released one song from it already. It's called Revolution. And
I heard it.
Yeah, I listened to it as well.
It's amazing.
Thank
you. Good. It's so good.
I'm real proud of it. And yeah, I'm really proud of this album and excited to get it out.
What label is that being released on?
I'm actually starting my own label, which working with a label services thing called 30 Tigers, which That's how Jason Isbell released his albums, and Lucinda Williams did her last one on it. What they do is they do help with distribution, and it's like they kind of do half of what a label does,
right?
But we do a lot of the other stuff. So
yeah.
I think I'm excited. I think it'll be nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna call it Sweet Unknown Records. My solo album is called Sweet Unknown, and I have a lyric and a old Heartless Bastard song that I say the Sweet Unknown, and I just think it has a nice ring to it.
It does have a ring to it. I'm very excited.
Well, a lot of my message on the album coming up is like kind of the state of the environment and like how hyper commercialized our society is. I think the planet just can't really sustain all the excess.
Well, it seems like a lot of people need to listen to your record and get some good messages going.
I mean, it's also like, it's not all like kind of complaining about the situation so much. I mean, I think a big part of the record also is just like a continued theme from Sweet Unknown about like self-love and things. And I think that when we kind of don't feed into the commercialism and sold the idea that we need this or that, just want to send the message, and so a beautiful life, a line from that song is, it's a beautiful life if you let it be. And just I could go on and on about this because I'm really passionate about it.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. And when I listened to Revolution, I mean, I got all of that. I was just like, this needs to be an anthem for the now. We all need it. We need to hear it. We need to sing it, and we need to be reminded. And I think it's just so amazing. And where can, just so our viewers know, where can they find this, buy this, purchase this release that you have put out there?
It's you can get it on just all the sort of, I mean, it's not in physical form yet because it'll be on the album coming out in May, but you can like purchase on like Bandcamp and iTunes and just all those. I mean, there's different outlets that I don't even know I've heard there's some new thing called Deezer, and I don't know, some
right. I listen to it on Spotify, so I know it's there.
Yeah, it's on all the streaming things. I mean, YouTube, it's
Awesome.
I think there's a lot of this music. It kind of reminds me of the 60s a little bit, where people really were singing about things that not only matter to them personally, but are speaking to an entire generation of saying, hey, let's work together on this. Let's make it better. We can.
Yeah, have to sort of come together, and I don't know, hopefully some society wakes up, so we'll see. All I can do is just create art and maybe and try to spread some love, and just
Well, you're doing a great job at it, and thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out to talk to us, Erika.
Really appreciate it.
And we look forward to the new record. Yes, can't wait to hear the rest of it. And for everybody out there, listen to Revolution. It's a must listen. Please, please, please do.
Yes, well, you guys have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks
you as well.
Erika.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was amazing, Vanessa. I'm so glad we got a chance to talk to Erika.
Really a lovely person and phenomenally talented. We will put tons of links in the description so you guys can see other videos and find her music. She's done live sessions with NPR. She has worked with Heartless Bastards for a long time, and just recently released her own solo album. She's got a lot going on. Really thankful that she joined us today. Thanks again for joining us on Up to Your Ears. If you liked the video that you saw today, please like and subscribe. When you subscribe to our channel, it will put our videos into your recommended. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Josie.
and it sounds good.
Yes, it does.
Bye.
Bye.
Go start your own revolution. It's important.
Yeah. Maintenant. Not a French revolution. You know,
No.
your revolution. Or
Revolution of love, self-love.
Love revolution.
Love revolution.
Go.
All right. I'm ending this.
Okay.